Greetings commanders, this is KreeKree here, and welcome to another ship build video. Today's video will be the Krait Mk II. It'll be outfitted basically for bounty hunting. You can use it obviously for conflict zones and the like, but I'll talk a bit more about that a bit later. So this build is pre-engineering, so this might be for new commanders. If you are new as well, by the way, I do use this ship fairly often in my Twitch, so you can definitely check it out there. But also, if you want to find some shipmates and things like that, definitely join the Discord. Now, without further ado, here are the hardpoints. Okay, so for the top 3 class 3s, I've got all multi-cannons, and on the bottom 2 I have beam lasers. So obviously beam lasers are for chopping down the shields and multi-cannons to destroy the hull. Also with this symbol here, legal issues, that may have been because I killed a politician earlier when I was testing this out, so yeah, I have a bounty on my head. Anyway, moving on to the utility mounts. For the top 3 I have shield boosters. I've put this on basically because I do want to have as much protection as I possibly can, and also with the chaff launcher as well to disorientate any gimbaled weapons of my enemy will help me with that protection as well. So I've got that for my utility mounts. My core internal, gone with military grade composite. Power plant I've gone with 7A just so that I do have enough power. Because of those beams, the beams use a lot. Thrusters I've gone with 6A. This is just so that I can maneuver quite quickly and try and get behind my enemy faster than any other larger ship. And of course the 5A frame shift drive, of course, just to make sure that I have as much jump range as I can. Life support as 4D, just because it's light, you don't need it to be any higher than a D. Power distributor A, like I mentioned, the beam lasers use a lot of power, so we need to make sure that we distribute equally. Sensors I've gone with 6D. You can go with high if you like, but it's not really necessary, and plus you do save on mass, which means that you get more of a jump range. And lastly, the optional internal. Okay, so for my shields I've gone with a bi-weave shield generator. Even though I do have shield boosters on, so it'll last longer, but if they do go down, the recharge rate of the bi-weave shields is really fast. And speaking of shields, I have a shield cell bank as well as my next module. I've gone with a 6A here, just so that I can get more of a boost into my shields, just so I can get them back up as quickly as I can before I do lose them. And I have a fighter hangar bay. I put it into the class 5 because you only really need one fighter, and I will talk a little bit later about which fighter that I put into this build and what level NPC that you should hire based on what you're doing in the game. For the next 2 slots, so the last class 5 and the class 4, I've put hull reinforcements. In the class 3 I've got a module reinforcement, and then in the last class 3 and the class 2 I put hull reinforcements in there, just for that extra protection. And last but not least, the frame shift drive interdictor. This is definitely really helpful when you are doing bounty hunting, so that way you can drop someone out from super cruise. Okay, now for the fighter that I've gone with the 𝗕𝗓𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧𝗘𝗗. So with this fighter, it is the toughest fighter that you can have, and it does have 2 fixed beams and a heat sink. It is a little bit slower than other fighters, but as I said, it's a bit tougher, and those fixed beams definitely will help you with getting your enemy's shields down faster so that you can hit them with those multi-cannons. So with the Rogue G, the reason why you might go with this one because of the gimbal pulse and chaff is that if you have a NPC, if you're going to go with one that might be mostly harmless or somewhere in the low end there, then you would probably want to go with gimbal pulse, if you have like a higher ranked NPC like an expert, then they are more suited for the beams and the heatsink. Now another thing that I will mention is that this is definitely a good build for bounty hunting. If you are going into a conflict zone that is medium or higher, it is probably best to think more strategically, and I would say that it will be really beneficial for you and less of a headache if you team up with another friend. If you are looking for any people to go out in combat with you, then there's plenty of people in our Discord that is linked in the description that are happy to go out and blow up some ships with you. I hope you enjoyed this build. Anyway, here is a video that YouTube thinks that you will like. I'll see you over there, Commander. Fly safe.